first thing that I'm going to do is ask my client, do you have any allergies to cosmetics that I should know of?
No, just sensitive skin.
Good, good. Always ask your client if she or he has any sensitivity or allergies, and keep that in mind so you know that if there's anything going on, any type of reaction, you'll let me know. So the first product that I'm going to use is by Benjamin Soap Company, and this is their Rosebud Eye Cream. I love this cream. In fact, I use it on myself. I put it all over my whole face. And I'm going to just use a little bit of a Q-tip, and Raylan's going to close her eyes, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the lid. Don't open. And then I'm going to blend this with a foundation concealer brush. Close your product up because you don't want this to air dry. Any type of gel, cream, or liquid you want to close up. I'm using my flat foundation brush. I love using flat foundation brushes, also concealer brushes, to blend my skincare, and I'm just pushing that very gently right into the eye area. So this is prepping the eye area for the eye makeup. So now I'm going to do Raylan's brows with the Blondie water resistant automatic pencil. You know, it really is a game changer when you do brows on someone. You can really see the eyes more, I think. I think it brings good focus. It's like the window frames to the eyes. So I'm using really small, gentle strokes. And Raylan has a lot of brow, but she does have a little bit of spacing that I'm filling in. Now this water resistant brow product is a bit waxy, so it sticks to the skin. So keep that in mind, makeup artists, that this product colors the skin, not the actual brow hair. But that's what I want. You want a product that sticks to the skin when you're shaping the brow. Brow powder lays on the skin as well. That's a much lighter product. Brow mascara colors in the actual brow hair. So if you have a client that has gray hair, you want to use that mascara. So I'm looking at her face and I'm noticing that I'm creating balance and symmetry. So again, you want to go back and take that step back so you can see the total look. And I love what I'm seeing. I think this is a really good shape, and it looks balanced and symmetrical. I like to go back with my brow brush and brush through the hair. If you see that the person's hair is long, you can ask for permission to trim it with tiny hair scissors. Beautiful. This brush also softens the pencil because it's a waxy type material. It will move the product, soften it up, and give the brows a much more natural look and feel. Next, I'm going to be using the Blonde Brow Duo product by the Makeup Studio collection. I tapped into the product, removed the excess, and now I'm just going to gently blend in and make this brow look even more natural. Now I'm dipping into the lighter color, so I'm just filling in where I see that she needs a little fill-in. Now notice that I've been working on one side of her face. Again, you want to move, makeup artists. You want to move around your client so you can really see what you're doing and also check out the balance and symmetry. When I create a video or I'm teaching in front of a group, I typically stay to one side and I work from the side of the client so my audience can see. So obviously I want you to see what I'm doing, but the reality is if I was working with her in my studio or on set, I would be standing in front of her doing her makeup like this. Now this does not make for a good video. So the look that we're going to do today is really beautiful, pretty, natural, but it will transition well into the evening. We are going to scrape off a little bit of the Makeup Studio Champagne. I know you love this color.
I love this color.
This is a go-to. It's beautiful. It has just the right amount of sparkle in it. It's a brown base. It's also a little bit of a yellow base, a little peachy as well. It works great under all three types of light. I'm using a flat, very dense brush. This is a C507 by Crown. And I'm dipping into that champagne color and I'm raising Raylan's brow. I've already put that eye cream on, which is helping this makeup stick. Now you can use concealer and cover the lid as well, but I want this to look more natural. I don't want it to look chalky or cakey, so I'm going to skip the concealer. And notice that I'm using a paper towel in my left hand. I don't want to touch my client's skin. Get in the habit, makeup artists, of always having a barrier between you and your client because you don't want to mess up the integrity of the makeup. I don't want my hands, my oils messing with the makeup, especially when we get into the foundation. All right, I'm gonna work with a larger fluff brush. This is an A115 by Crown. I am dipping into the Gilded Honey. And I'm just going right in the crease area and bringing that down into the center. So where you first touch is where the most product is deposited. Now I'm using the Mocha. I'm going right in the crease area. And I love using circular strokes, and notice that I'm pressing the makeup into the skin. I'm not flinging it. I really don't want this to fly all over. Because the makeup is loose already from me scraping, I need a lot of control with the product. And I'm using the same brush. I love using the same brush. It's really a speed technique to go from lightest to darkest. And I'm dipping in and I'm really tapping out to make sure that I don't have a lot of fallout. And where I first touch is where the most product will be deposited. Now notice how Raylyn lifted her face. She knows from us working together to lift upward for me, but not all of your clients will know to do that. So you want their face to be at a little bit of an angle back because the makeup will fall back into the face opposed to it falling forward. So if you have clients that are sitting like this where their face is down, you're really not going to be able to press that makeup back and it's going to fall and just make a mess. So there are little things that your clients can do to help you speed up the makeover. When you're doing your makeup at home, beauty enthusiasts, look at the side of your face as well to see how that shadow is looking because people are seeing you from all angles. And I want to lift her eye upward. Lifting the eye up is very youthful. It takes years off a woman's face, so you want to lift upward, especially if they have a downturned eye. Makeup artists, you can play with their natural eye color. That could be the base, right? Or a highlight part. Okay, so now I'm going to take a makeup wipe and clean up underneath. And I also sharpen the edges to make sure that the shadow is really nice and tight and sharp, and it just looks really beautiful and perfect. And you'd be surprised when you look at your makeup wipe, you can see how much you're actually pulling off the skin. It may not look like it when you look at the client or when you look in the mirror doing your makeup, but when you take a makeup wipe, you see all that little bit being cleaned up. Okay, so let's work with some pencils today. We're going to do some beautiful eyeliner with this eyeshadow look. I'll work with the color Mythology. This color is a nice deep brown, but it has a little sparkle in it, which I love for incandescent lighting. So Raylan's going to look up at the ceiling. Now Raylin has small eyes, but I do love to accentuate a little bit. So I'm going to use the pencil just in the outer corner, but then we'll move that a little bit with a brush and soften it up. I love softening makeup, especially on the small eye. I love softening the makeup with a brush, especially on a small eye. So I'm using an angle brush, and I'm just going to soften that up a little bit, taking that dark color from the exterior part and moving it across, just softening that thick line. And you can see what a difference between this eye and that eye now. So use that angle brush or straight edge brush, whatever you have. You want fine, fine precision. You really want to be super careful. Another great little big trick to make the eyes look bigger is to use that white eyeliner. And this I'm going to put on the interior part of the eye. So this is a pure white, and it works as an extension of the white of the eye. So this will naturally make the eye look bigger. And it will make your eyes look whiter too. So if you're a little bloodshot, a cool little makeup trick is to use that white liner, and it brightens you up. Instantly opens the eyes up. I love that look. All right, so let's do some liner on the top. I really like layering eyeliner. I think this is a fun trick, a fun little look. I'm going to use the same Mythology liner, and I'm going right across the eye, very, very skinny. Keep it as tight to the lashes as possible. Other side, and notice how I use a paper towel. Makeup artists, get in the habit. I cannot do a makeup without a towel or tissue in my hand. I need to always have a barrier between me and the client. So let's use some gel eyeliner. I'm going to use the color Magnetism by the Makeup Studio collection. This is a really beautiful eyeliner. It's very similar to the pencil that I just used. It's like a black brownish liner with a little tint of green and some gold sparkle. So I think this will look beautiful on Raylin's eyes. I think it's just going to come out so perfect. So I'm going to use a very skinny angle brush, and I'm working right from my spatula, and I'm moving that product around, creating a little bit of friction, a little heat, because I want this product to melt and soften up. So moving your brush back and forth will create a little bit of heat and soften up your product. This is a very good little tip trick for a liner. And then I'm starting right at the corner because that's where the most product will deposit, and going super duper skinny. And I'm probably going to get about 3/4 across before I have to have my client open her eyes so I can do the interior part. And notice how I balance my right hand onto my left. Sometimes you can hold your wrist as well. This way you have more control of your brushes. Okay, Raylin, you can open, but what I want you to do is look over here. Perfect. And this allows me to get right into the corner when your client is looking the opposite way. And now you're going to look this way. Perfect. So asking your clients to shift their eyes or move their face a certain way really gives them a sense of being part of the makeover with you. Okay, you can open. Oh, this looks good. Now, one thing I'm noticing, too much height on the shadow, so I'm just going to use my Q-tip. Yes, okay, so sometimes you have to go back and clean up a little bit. I'm gonna use my peppermint oil. Love that. Watch my video on peppermint oil usage. All right, so good. Good with the eyes, looks beautiful. Now we're going to go in with the foundation.